Hey there, welcome. My name's Dana Demara. I want to thank you for your interest in the 300/500 hour advanced yoga teacher training program. So, as with everything else, this whole way of how I offer up this information and training programs has shifted since 2020. And it's funny because I would look at my calendar for the year before 2020 and say, how in the world am I going to do all of this? I don't even understand. And it's starting to make a little bit of sense now. And once I really let go of the, well, I have to be in the room all the time mentality, things became a little clear. And isn't that the truth when we come to this practice? So, 300-hour program for those of you who are a little unsure as to what the difference is between a 300 and a 200-hour. 200-hour program is step one. 300-hour is advanced, and it will give you your 500-hour with the Yoga Alliance. Now, one thing I want to say is on July 24th at 12:30 p.m., I am hosting an in-person and global online information session. So for those of you who want to get your questions answered and you want more information before you sign on the dotted line, I will be hosting an information session then. But just to be really clear, the Advanced Teacher Training Program is for people who already have their 200-hour. Now, that's not to say that some of those courses you can't take for your continuing education or just for fun. So some of these courses, and I'm going to share my screen with you in a moment, some of these courses are something that you may just be interested in. And if that's the case, then take them. Those of you who are yoga teachers, everything in my yoga school is available through Yoga Alliance. So everything you take can be used as continuing courses. Now, the 300-hour used to be all in person, and you had to sit with a teacher in person. And I'm not sure what will happen in 2022 or 2023. And if it's one thing we've learned after 2020 is that nothing is permanent, and we just go with the flow. But I want to share with you the upcoming 300-hour program so you understand. Those of you who took 200-hour in 2020, my invitation to you is to ask yourself two questions. One is, did I get what I really wanted? I'm sure it was fully online. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Did you get what you wanted? If you didn't get what you wanted, I would take the 200-hour again coming up in the fall, and you can use that as an apprenticeship for part of your 300-hour, and I'll go into that in a little bit. Okay, but let me just share my screen with you for a moment because I want to show you what the 300-hour looks like. And you could do this all on your own, but I'm just going to go through it quickly. So when I say enrollment open now, your path, your timeline, you can join us anytime you want. My invitation to you is to start either in September or January or April, because that's when the classes start. And we're going toward a hybrid format. So that means we'll be live streaming recorded content and in person. The way I have my school aligned is I have what is called a core curriculum. So I've got these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 courses that I believe are really important for you to take as a teacher. And 2 of them right now are self-directed, so they're self-guided. There may be more in these courses listed here that will be self-directed, but there will be an in-person piece that you'll need to attend in order to get your certification. But these are all the courses that I offer through the 300-hour program. So you pick, this is your core curriculum, and then 120 hours from here. And when you click on this, let's just say, let's just go to intuitive sequencing. When you click on intuitive sequencing, it will tell you the date, when we begin, and then what's included in each recording. And then soon what will happen is we will have an in-person date. So there'll just probably be one date that we'll all be attending, but it'll give you all the information. So you can kind of pick and choose what courses you want to take. The other thing that I offer is a personal mentorship. So for those of you who have done your 200-hour and your 300-hour, or you're close to finishing your 300-hour and you really just want something that isn't listed here, you can work with me one-on-one and you can gain hours toward that, and also really get yourself on a trajectory that works for you. And I'm sure over 2020 that your idea of teaching has probably changed a little bit. I talk a little bit about, actually, let me go back here. Let me go back to the top. So for those of you who, here we go, global workshops. Those of you who just want to take a certain training and you kind of want to do it on your own, or you just want to do it for fun, here are some other workshops. I also have postural clinics, and then, I divide it into mystical stuff, and then here's all those trainings listed. It's the same training. This is just for those of you who look at this from a different way. Well, I just want to take a CEU. It's the same thing. You can take all of these courses for CEUs. Every single one is run through the Yoga Alliance. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and click out of here. This is the next bit that I want to talk about, and this is teacher apprenticeship. So when you apprentice with a teacher, with me in particular, it's because you want to learn how to become a teacher trainer. And when I was apprenticing with my teacher, I apprenticed with my teacher for 3 years before I was allowed to teach trainees. So here's the requirements. I want you to be there as much as you can. You definitely need to have had some teaching experience. But the really cool thing is that you can turn some of those hours into your advanced teacher training hours. So it changes each time you sit in a program. And when you're an apprentice, I always ask that you come to the table with an idea of your strengths and what it is that you want to share. And then also be humble enough to sit and listen, because what happens a lot of the times when you come into the seat of an apprentice is you come in with this idea and then something shifts. And when we come in with that idea with our hands open to, like, I'm not sure what I want here, then we allow what needs to come through. And I would highly recommend taking the apprenticeship a couple of times. I definitely work out payment plans and opportunities to work in a situation where you are actually making money and earning something while you're there. So it really is an individual case-by-case basis. So if you're interested in becoming a trainer, please reach out to me individually, and we can have a conversation around it. The 300/500-hour curriculum does begin again in September, and then we begin again in January. And so I usually run things from September through, say, like early July. And then July, August is really just a planning stage for the following year. So I would love to see you. And again, remember, July 24th is that online in-person info session. So feel free to reach out in between then and now if you need some support or some questions answered. But we will be going online and in person on that day. I really hope you can join us. It's going to be an amazing ride after an amazing year and a bit. Again, I hope you have a beautiful day, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Namaste.